Democrats are really in disarray, aren't they? I mean, think about this. They lack a leader of any kind. In the Senate, they're led by Chuck Schumer. I mean, that's the guy that they voted for. He's a guy who proudly carries a flip phone. I'm not talking about one of the cool new ones with the big screen. No, this is the old school one.
Hello? Calling you back.
Yeah, that's what I'm talking about. Chuck's going to be 75 this year, and man, he doesn't look a day under 76. He's been in Congress since 1981. Yeah, 1981. 44 years. And to put that into perspective, he was in Congress for 4 years before J.D. Vance was even born. And then there's their House leader, Hakeem Jeffries, Nancy Pelosi's handpicked puppet. I mean, successor. And while he might be younger than Chucky, I think that's about his only selling point. Democrats almost want Pelosi back. Officially, that is, because she's pretty much running the whole thing behind the scenes anyway. But then there's the also-rans that are thinking about 2028. Kamala Harris. She is off creating Venn diagrams about whether she should run for California governor or president again. Honestly, I want to share my endorsement for her right now for whatever she wants to do. Please, please run for anything. I miss the cackles, the word salads, the lack of vision or plans. I mean, seriously, I want her as the nominee for anything because that's almost like a guaranteed win. But then if she does pass for president, maybe the code talker in chief could give it a go. Timmy, I'm a knucklehead Waltz. He could be the guy that they turn to. This is really the guy that's a walking political disaster, if you think about it. He is an opposition political researcher's dream. This is a guy who's lied about every aspect of his resume, trying to pretend he's a bro because he test drove a Ford F-150 and went into a Bass Pro Shop.
It's not quite right. How do you give it back?
But not to be outdone, he's my man, Pete. Big boy Pete now. That's right. Pete Buttigieg, he's grown a big boy beard. I mean, little Petey has grown himself in an attempt to look too old to ride the rides at the amusement park. So if that's the guy they turn to, we're going to have a problem. That seems to be the best. And I'm not even talking about California Governor Gavin Newsom. I mean, let's be real. I have a better shot at the Democratic nomination than that inauthentic faker does. But it doesn't stop there. It actually gets worse. Because the geniuses at Politico created what they call, get this, the heavy hitters for a Democratic shadow cabinet. Now, what that means is they're kind of looking towards like the British system, and they think we should have these shadow secretaries for each of the key positions, somewhat to say, if we win, this is who we would put in. And I want to give you some of the highlights because this is not a joke. This is literally what Politico wrote. They think that the shadow attorney general should be none other than New York's attorney general, Letitia James. They call her one of the most effective Democrats in the country right now. That's who they think is effective. Yeah, Letitia James. Okay, well, let's go down to the Shadow Secretary of Veterans Affairs. I was blown away with this. I actually thought it was a joke because the guy that they nominated was Jon Stewart. Yeah, the Daily Show host and comedian. That's right. That is a joke. That's not serious. Veterans need health care. They need home loans and other benefits and services that they've earned. And this is who Politico thinks should lead that. Literally, it is a joke. But it gets much better. And it's not a joke when they say this. They believe that the best candidate for Shadow Secretary of Homeland Security, the department that makes sure that we are safe from foreign threats coming into the country, terrorists, TSA, things like this, is none other than an undocumented immigrant who came from Brazil when she was a child. That's right, Giselle Fetterman, the wife of John Fetterman. So we can't handle one Fetterman right now, and they think that we want two. Who better to lead the open border policies, after all, than someone who's illegally in the country? This is unbelievable. But then they think that the person that should be the Shadow Environmental Protection Agency administrator is none other than Bill Nye, the science guy. That's right. They said that neither Al Gore's Nobel Peace Prize winning wonky earnestness nor Rep. Alexandria Ocasio-Cortez' energetic utopianism has done the trick. Why not give Bill Nye, the science guy, a try? Why not? Because he's not even a real science guy. How about that for one? Then when they talk about the United States Trade Representative, the person that will negotiate deals around the world to make sure that we have a level of fairness, that our companies can compete and get market access. Do you know who they want?
Bueller.
Yeah, they think Ben Stein should be the guy. That's right. You know Ben Stein from Ferris Bueller's Day Off. You remember that famous line that he gave? Well, apparently he doesn't like tariffs. He actually is a conservative. He served in Richard Nixon's as one of Richard Nixon's speechwriters. So actually, I do think that from an economic standpoint, he's a smart guy. But the only reason that they want him is because he's anti-tariffs. That doesn't sound much. But the icing on the cake really came at the end of their list. The person that they thought should lead the effort to be administrator of the Small Business Administrator, right? That's the person that advocates on behalf of small businesses, helps get regulations out of the way, helps them grow and prosper, becomes the engine of job creation in America. Do you know who they want? Seriously, this is who they chose. Nikki Glaser. Okay, this is what they write. Hear me out on this one. What is a comedian but a small business entrepreneur and a traveling content salesperson? Is this a joke? Seriously, are they that bad? I mean, I didn't want to take our eye off the ball. I never think that that's a good strategy. You want to stay focused on winning. I don't want to get cocky, but come on. Do we need to send a couple of players back to them? Are they in that bad of disarray? I mean, do we need to tell Bobby Kennedy or Tulsi Gabbard, hey guys, sorry, we love having you, but you got to go help them out? I mean, at least I feel like we're in grade school where they say, hey, the teams are uneven. Can you send us a couple of players? Sorry, Democrats. People came to us for a reason, because your ideas are stupid and out of date. You did this to yourselves. Enjoy the wilderness.
Bueller.
Well, if you enjoyed this content, make sure to like this video, subscribe, and click the notification bell to get more.